What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Today I will share with you 7 ways to make more money as an engineer. The article that I'm going to be going over from the American Society of Mechanical Engineering website is targeted to mechanical engineers, but hey, if you stick around here for the next few seconds, you will see that a lot of these techniques are also applicable or could be applicable to other engineering fields as well. So let's jump right into it. But first, if you are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Alex Sitter, and here I share engineering career and life content. And if you like this video, if you enjoy it, make sure that you drop me one of these. Also subscribe to the channel, and let's jump right into it. All right, so the title of the article, 7 ways to make more money as a mechanical engineer. And the article starts with the median pay for mechanical engineers in 2017 was $85,000, almost 86. It's not a bad salary for growth prospects, but there are always ways for mechanical engineers to increase their salaries. Most approaches require planning and significant investment in time, money, and education, as well as excellent communication and sometimes negotiation skills. Absolutely. One of the things that I share here in the channel is, hey, if you're going to get a master's, if you're going to get any type of degree or certification, make sure to know how it's going to help you, because you're going to be investing a lot of time. And hey, if you are the one paying for it, it's going to require you a lot of money as well. So the first method is earning a master's degree. And I'm going to be a little hesitant about this one because, as the article said a little earlier, it requires a lot of time and money invested, especially if you are the one paying for your school. If you go this route, make sure that you get someone to pay for it, your school, or maybe your job. A lot of companies out there offer to pay to reimburse you for your school. And it says a master's degree is increasingly required to advance into higher paying supervisory and management roles. It sharpens your technical skills and can establish you as an expert in a hot field such as additive manufacturing and 3D printing. Becoming a technical expert in a particular industry or product will command a higher salary than being a generalist engineer. I agree with this. If you're an expert and hey, you are the one that knows about a certain system or a certain product or a certain process, people will go to you and people will pay you money, a lot of money for that. Also, another thing that I want to mention is welding. Welding is another area that is very, very underrated, and I highly encourage you to look into it. There's a lot of welding opportunities throughout the country, and who knows, hey, if you become an expert in it, and maybe there's a lot of companies out there that are willing to pay you bank for your welding skills. So yeah, keep that in mind. The second way to earn more money as a mechanical engineer or as an engineer in general is earning an MBA. If you're interested in management opportunities, a Master of Business Administration degree might be the best approach. An MBA is ideal for mechanical engineers with an aptitude for business management. The skills that come with an MBA enable engineers to be promoted into business oversight roles. They will learn, for example, how to type profit and loss statements from an entire company into an engineer. Many great engineers move into management roles only to learn afterwards that they dislike holding others accountable or coaching and leading teams. This is very important, guys. You don't want to spend the rest of your career in a role you're not passionate about simply because the pay is a bit higher. This is actually a very good point that I want to highlight and emphasize a little bit, because a lot of the times we just think about the money, but we don't think about the work that new position is going to require. Such is the case if you go into the business side, or maybe you start getting a leadership role that is going to require you to hold people accountable, to call them out, of course, in a respectful manner. But when you go up in the chain of command and you go up in the hierarchy, there's going to be more responsibility, and as such, you yourself will have to hold other people accountable. And a lot of people don't like that. Some engineers get promoted, they don't know what they're getting into, and then hey, they either go for another job or they go back to the job they were doing before they got promoted. And so if you are gonna go the MBA route, make sure you know exactly how it's going to help you, and don't just get it because you think it's just gonna help you make more money. If you go the MBA route, or if you're considering it, also there's another very similar businessy master's, which is the Master's in Engineering Management. So also look into that. I made a comparison between the MBA and the MEM a long time ago, so I'm going to leave the link in the description of this video so you can go check it out a little later if you like. The third way to earn more money as an engineer is becoming a PE. Of course, this is for mechanical engineers, but also it applies to civil, it applies to other engineering disciplines as well. And it says professional engineers tend to move into higher paying supervisory and management jobs than non-PEs because only PEs can sign and seal engineering drawings or serve as a fully qualified expert witness. I agree, of course. Obtaining a PE license shows you are serious about your profession and are part of an elite group of engineers. Elite? Define elite. What does that mean? Also, an increasing number of government agencies, educational institutions, and private sector clients prefer only to work with licensed professional engineers. So let's say if you get into an engineering role and you want to make more money, you're thinking about getting your PE, and you see your boss, you want to be like your boss, or you want to take your boss's job in the future. Ask your boss, hey, did you need a PE? Or look at other positions that you're generally interested in that pay more money and see if those positions actually require a PE. Because really, you don't want to get a PE if you are not thinking about having that type of responsibility, because having a PE is a lot of responsibility. If you're going to get a degree, if you're going to get a certification, if you're going to get a license, make sure that you know exactly how it's going to help you, how it's going to be applicable to your journey, so that way you don't waste time and money. The fourth way to earn more money as a mechanical engineer says internal development opportunities. Does your company have upcoming special projects such as a systems conversion or need someone to travel for a customer visit? Volunteering for these projects will be remembered in your next merit review. And it says employees who are viewed as helping out whatever needed will be looked at for future promotions and salary increases. Be careful with this one, because sometimes they're going to give you more responsibilities and they're not going to pay you more money. They're not going to increase your title. So make sure you know, I'm not saying here don't ever go for more, don't volunteer, but just be careful and don't do it too much that they take you for granted. And then when it's time for your review or when you ask for a promotion or a new position, then they say, you know what, we like you where you are. And so just be careful with these moves. And it says these projects will also stretch your technical abilities such as coding, Excel, and project management. Depends on your industry and what you're doing. In the event of a company layoff, you'll either be irreplaceable at your current company or much more attractive to another. Your proven ability to help out whatever needed will be taken into consideration in your next salary discussion. I want to say that generally speaking, and in my experience, yes, this is the case, that when you actually prove that you can help out, that you're competent, yes, that is taken into account and they give you a quote unquote hefty salary increase. But it doesn't really make you layoff proof. A company can really lay you off anytime for any reason. And just because you're an amazing worker, a lot of the times, sometimes, who knows? I've heard of some situations when you are too good that your company or your boss or the people that are above you see you as competition. They sometimes may retaliate or use certain tactics or techniques to transfer you and go send you somewhere else. I've heard of situations like that. Personally, I've never experienced it, but just be careful. All right, the fifth way to earn more money as a mechanical engineer is change your engineering industry. Now, so far, I like this one the best. And it says, according to the BLS, the median annual wages in 2017 for mechanical engineers in the top industries were scientific research and development, aka R&D, 98,000, computer and electronic product manufacturing, 91,000, architectural engineering related services, almost 90,000. Transportation equipment manufacturing, almost 87,000, and machinery manufacturing, 77,000. A simple shift from machinery manufacturing to scientific R&D, such as robotic, medical devices, pharmaceutical, for example, can earn a mechanical engineer an extra $21,000 per year. Now, so far, I like this one the best because it doesn't require any upfront investment of time or money. It only requires you to pay attention to the skills, the transferable skills that you developed along your journey, along your way, and make sure you post those on your resume and make them relevant to the new position to which you're applying. Now, I did make a video in the past on how you can transfer industries and how you can highlight those skills on your resume. So make sure you go check out this video, or you go check out that video after this one. I'm going to link it later on. So keep watching. All right. The second to last way to earn more money as a mechanical engineer is changing your state. Oh, this is an interesting one. It says pay levels for mechanical engineers vary widely from state to state. States that have reputations for high-tech fields like aerospace, defense, biotechnology, robotics, IT, and biomedicine have average salaries close to $100,000. Massachusetts, 96, Maryland, 104,000, Virginia, 100,000, California, 104,000. It says an engineer can get a big salary bump just by moving one state over. a mechanical engineering in Iowa, for example, earned an average of $74,000 in 2017, one of the lowest salaries in the country. Wow. But next door in Illinois, the average salary for an ME was $92,000. This is very interesting. Earning that extra $18,000 a year over a 30-year period equates to about $540,000. This is actually, I want to say here, I like this one as well, changing your estate, but this one can be a little hard on your relationships, on your family, especially if you have kids. So this one is a good one. I agree. And if you're in Iowa, maybe move closer to Illinois so that way you can work in Illinois and live in Iowa. I think that a lot of the times that could work out. So who knows? Maybe you can use the same strategy, and the states that pay the highest, but you live in a state next door where perhaps the cost of living is a little lower. And then the other thing that I want to mention here with respect to this one, changing your state, is that I heard a quote a couple of hours ago. Actually, I was reading an article, and it said, hey, if you want more money, pay attention to the end product. If the end product is expensive or high value, chances are that industry is going to be nice with respect to salaries. The salaries are going to be well compensated. Such is the case for robotics, such is the case for aerospace, such is the case for commercial spaceflight, such is the case for government contracting. So that was actually a good point that I wanted to share with you guys in case you want to reverse engineer where you would like to work next to make more money. You look at the end product. Hey, who makes this airplane? What are the companies that are involved in that airplane? Okay, how do I get there? So reverse engineer and think about it that way. The last way to earn more money as a mechanical engineer or an engineering in general is asking for a raise. And I guess if you really like the company where you work, if you like the work that you do, asking for a raise is a viable option. However, I think that the biggest bumps in your journey are going to come from you moving from one company to another company. I talked about this in the past, and I'm also going to link another video in the description here where I go over how relying on raises is not really going to be enough. Because when you ask for a raise, they may give you 5%, 10%. 10% is amazing as a salary increase, but inflation sometimes is 2%, 3%. So your net is about 2-3%, and it's really not that much. But if you decide to move companies, which is, in my opinion, the best way and perhaps the 8th way to earn more money, if you move companies, that's when you get 20%, 30%, 40% salary increases. And in my opinion, it's also one of the best ways to make more money as an engineer. So the article continues here, and we're going to wrap it up here, guys. And it says, how much money? Exactly how much of an increase will these extra efforts have in your base salary? In most cases, mechanical engineers who obtain a master's, MBA, or PE can expect a 10 to 15% increase in their salaries. An engineer with an MBA may also be a strong future candidate for the role of engineering director or vice president in engineering. I agree with this. I think that times are changing, and companies nowadays are requiring some type of master's. It doesn't have to be an engineering master's. It doesn't have to be a master's of science. It doesn't have to be an MBA. A lot of companies, they just want you to check the box. I've seen a lot of engineers in my personal journey that get masters in systems engineering. Of course, there's a master's of science. But my point here is that as long as you have a master's that is related or not in the humanities per se, most likely it will be helpful to you when you want to rank up and you want to go up the corporate ladder. And then it says here, lastly, once you volunteer for special projects and proving you're a strong asset to the company, merit increases will be higher as well. Typical merit increases are 2 to 5%. As I was saying, yeah, 2 to 5% really isn't that much. That's barely almost inflation. These days, especially even with inflation, whoa. And those with stronger reviews will be rewarded higher end at that range. So the main thing that I want to say here, guys, I do like the best, and that I suggest that you implement first whenever you want to earn more money. Number one, changing your company, getting other jobs in other companies and similar to what you're doing with respect to your experience. Also change your engineering industry. That's a great one. And the last one that I want to say here is changing your state, going to another state that pays more money. And of course, you have to take into account the cost of living and how much money actually you are going to be netting and actually earning more. Because if you go to California, let's say you're earning 100,000 and then your cost of living, let's just say it's 80,000. you're going to be netting 20. But if you stay in Iowa and then you're earning 70,000, but your cost of living is 20, then you'll be netting 50. So just keep all that in mind. It's just all a business analysis, a business case, and make sure what is best for you. Now, the last thing I want to say here is go watch this video right here where I teach you how to swiftly change industries as an engineer without taking a huge pay cut. Go check it out right now, and I'll see you on the other side. Take care, guys. Make sure you like this video, share it with friends, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.